Welcome to the channel about unidentified flying object and an anomalous aerospace phenomenon scientifically. In the first part of the video, I described the problems faced by UFO researchers in terms of preservation of archives and transmission from one researcher to another. Those who have not seen this video, please watch it before watching this video. The Heritage project was started at SRCAA, Ukrainian Research Center for the Study of Anomalies, in 2005, after the transfer by the former secretary of the Commission for the Study of Anomalous Phenomena, and later, SRCAA participant, Inna Kuznetsova, preserved materials of the archive of the Commission in SRCAA Zond. Simultaneously, Artem Bialik created a system of marking and classifying documents, which is currently used in SRCAA Zond and which is constantly being improved. Catalog records were kept in Excel format. The purpose of the Heritage project is to systematize and record archival paper materials on UFOs and anomalous phenomena. The expected result of the project is to obtain a material and electronic archive of the SRCAA for cataloging, exchange of materials, and their protection from destruction by diversification of storage. The project is carried out under the supervision of Artem Bialik. The main executors of the project are Igor Kalityuk and Sergei Petrov. The first electronic developments within the framework of the future Global Archive were carried out in 2011 within the framework of the then existing International Scientific Research Center (EIBC), and on June 14, 2014, according to Resolution 2014 Item 2 of the EIBC, it was implemented by Igor Kalityuk, co-authored with Mikhail Gerstein in the form of version 2.0. Although the center itself was absorbed on July 12, 2014 by another rather powerful one, the SRCAA Zond, which actually became a monopoly in Ukraine in 2015, and is a monopoly to this day. Independent work on the Global Archive was continued by the same authors as part of editions. The goal of the project is to preserve the history of the subcultural environment within the framework of the following topics: ufology, UFO identification, exposure and skeptical materials, AAP research, contacteism, the search for extraterrestrial life, including everything related to SETI. This is a completely scientific project within the framework of the history of subcultures. An example of the work of the project, described in the protocol of SRCAA Zond dated November 16, 2016, thanks to the work carried out under the leadership of the employees of the System and Analytical Department Igor Kalityuk, coordination, and Sergei Petrov, authorized executor, an agreement was reached on the transfer of Vladimir Rubtsov's archive by his wife. Responsible storage will be carried out by SRCAA Zond, Kiev. Part of the English-language archive based on the results of the analysis will be transferred to Sweden to the well-known AFU organization, and a corresponding guarantee letter has been received about the readiness of storage. In total, about a dozen operational actions of Sergei Petrov were carried out, for which we thank him very much. It should be noted that, unfortunately, on November 2, 2016, Natalia Kamyantseva passed away to the best of both worlds, and further acts on moving the archive were already carried out with Evgenia Rubtsova, who fulfilled her mother's will. Sergei Petrov also copied the electronic archive from Vladimir Rubtsov's personal computer. November 4 to 6, 2016, by the head of SRCAA Zond, Artem Bialik, and the employee of Department Petrov moved the archive to Kiev from Kharkiv. During the existence of the EIBC Center, within the framework of the cooperation agreement, scanning was carried out in accordance with Clause 2.1 of the cooperation agreement, and all related issues were also covered along the way. After the acquisition of the EIBC Center by the SRCAA Zond Center, the state of affairs became much better and scanning went into a pendulum version. The scanned is returned and the materials to be digitized are collected, Kalityuk and Petrov. Then, after the digitization at leisure is completed, the performer meets the repository representative for a new batch of material. Part of the materials, which the performers manage to get, is transferred to the persons responsible for storage already after digitization, such as the remains of Oleksandr Beletsky's archives, and therefore there is no delay in obtaining permission to publish the materials. and the materials kept by Mikhail Gerstein are scanned by him. Scan Chromsator, for converting and cropping, and raster stitch, for gluing several pages into one, are used for the layout of scans, and all of this is saved as DJVU and PDF format documents. Part of the scans are collected into a PDF document using PDF24 software, if the document contains no more than 100 pages, and Adobe Acrobat, if more than 100. Materials obtained from the Internet are prepared using Microsoft Paint and Notepad, and then saved in PDF using MS Word. A significant part of the material still must be processed manually, due to the peculiarities of submitting Internet content, copying paragraphs into Notepad and redrawing the drawings through Paint, and then changing font and its size, intervals, location on the page, presentable transfer to another page, sometimes even changing to a 3-letter format. Another thing is that the documents are already ready. Documents are systematized by countries, organizations, or ministries. At the beginning of a book, for example, the following is indicated: the author's last name, initials, followed by the title, the year of publication, and all this is in English. For example, bulletins are named, at the beginning, the name of the bulletin, and then the number and year, respectively. The described work is time-consuming, but in the final stage, it will be implemented as another addition to the global archive. Upon completion, the systematized materials are sent by Kalitia to the recipients in the form of an archive, as well as uploaded to the online storage, and copies are made to other media, and recorded to Blu-ray discs, in 2 copies. 1 copy is given to the AFU, Sweden. In 2017, a batch of physical materials was also transferred to AFU. Another effective result of the Heritage Project is finding in the archive the newest materials for research that have not been processed before. The document processing and systematization scheme developed over the years has proven its effectiveness, and can be applied by any other organizations, institutions that collect materials or research the unknown. In turn, SRCAA, ZOND, invites researchers and organizations that have preserved electronic and non-electronic media of information that may be of scientific interest in the study of anomalous phenomena, and in particular AP, to cooperate. After digitization, all those who provide materials receive an electronic version, and upon request, the original is returned. The time of hiding and sacralizing knowledge has passed forever. Ufologists who really want to solve the secrets of UFOs and open the way to the universe for humankind should already think about maximum openness, cooperation, and cooperation. Until it was too late. As practice has shown, it is possible for a small group of people to translate large volumes of information into electronic form. The main thing is to have the desire and the necessary skills for that. Leave comments, this will help promote the channel. Thank you all for your attention. Subscribe and press the bell. Well, we will be back soon with a new video.